How could this be a conspiracy if the admin's incapable of being secretive? Literally just give it like a couple months, okay? Even Matt Walsh thinks it was a hoax. That's too much text. I'm not reading that much text from Matt Walsh. Also, I think he didn't think it was a hoax. You guys see this shit from Israeli agent Dana Bash?
Yeah, and you have, as many of your fellow Democrats, have used some heated rhetoric against the president. And do you think twice about that when something like this happens?
What rhetoric?
Like, who's buying this? Are you fucking kidding me? Hey, Raskin. Democrats are engaging in heated rhetoric. Seriously? Come on. No one's buying this shit, man. Civility. It's not even civility politics. Dana Bash is just one of the more obviously insincere CNN commentators who just goes with the wind and follows whatever directive she's given. Usually, I assume, by Mossad. And like, no one, like, who's buying this, man? Are you kidding me? Seriously? Democrats' inflammatory rhetoric after this? I think this was before the fucking manifesto even came out.
You have in mind?
Just talking about some of the fact that he, is terrible for this country and so on and so forth. I understand that.
Like, she's not even putting any fucking effort into it. Seriously? Oh, like saying he's bad for the country and so on and so forth. Hey, do you feel any complicity in the presidential assassination attempt that definitely just happened? For all that heated rhetoric you engage in, like saying he's bad or whatever type shit.
Your Democratic right, but overall,
yeah.
Do you
I have
a
no
responsibility?
personal problem with Donald Trump at all. I mean,
Great pushback.
Talk about the policies of this administration, the authoritarianism like we saw on display in Minneapolis, where 2 of our citizens were gunned down in the streets simply for exercising their First Amendment rights. Renee Good, Alex Preddy, and others have died in custody. I'm talking about policies. I don't personalize it, and I certainly have never called the press the enemy of the people. I think the press are the people's best friend, and that's why it's written right there into the First Amendment. We need the press to be a vigilant watchdog against every level of government, federal, state, local, all of it.
You're not going to get an argument from me on that. Before I let you go.
Such a weak, I don't know, man. They're not even going through the motions. I feel it's kind of like, it's one of the reasons you can't do fascism anymore, right? You need everyone involved in the process to have a lot of zeal. Like the Nazis and the Soviets and the Stasi, and I assume North Korea, though it's kind of a black box over there. Every time they engage in their, performative denunciations against enemies of the state, you have to keep the energy going. I feel like the Soviet Union would not have lasted as long as it did if during the Doctor's Plot or the Great Purge or whatever else, every time they brought forward some innocent revolutionary who was accused of being an agent to the West, they brought him up there, and the Soviet prosecutor or whatever the fuck was like, yeah, you hate communism and love capitalism, right? And the person on the stage was like, yeah, I guess. And then they killed him. I feel you need a permanent zeal. You need the people involved in the process to care about lying a little bit. Like they need a little bit of fire in their chest. But here she's like, she doesn't even care. What the thing that she's implying here is very severe,
Yeah, and you have, as many of your fellow Democrats, have used some heated rhetoric against the president. And do you think twice about that when something like this happens?
What rhetoric do you have in mind?
Just talking about some of the fact that he is terrible for this country and so on and so forth. I understand.
Like that. Yeah. Like you're accusing Raskin and the Democrats here of stochastic terrorism. That's the accusation you're levying. You are suggesting the rhetoric of the Democrats is responsible for a presidential attack. This is a very severe accusation, but because nobody cares anymore, she just throws it out there like it's nothing. And provides no supporting evidence, and then Raskin's like, nah, and she's like, okay. Isn't that insane? I don't know. I don't know. It's so weird. It's so weird. Dana Bash is auditioning for when the Ellisons take over. Yeah, I wouldn't be worried if I was her. She's gonna be kept. She's not losing her job. Nothing matters anymore. It's all performative. Yeah, it's just I don't know. How are you supposed to do fascism when all the propagandists, all the state propagandists, don't even care about the lies anymore? The The fact that everyone reporting on the shooting last night were wearing tuxedos and ball gowns reveals how deep the deep state goes. Well, yeah, it wasn't a secret, but it is a little bit funny that all the coverage from all the mainstream media networks and the White House press pool, all of it was like everyone was in a tuxedo because all the people there just went back to their jobs afterwards, you know? It was pretty funny. They try as hard as they can to convince their audience, as hard as Dems try to represent their base. Yeah, I guess so. It's kind of like, it's a part of the reason why mainstream media has been faltering for a while now and has been getting replaced with independent media. It's because people crave sincerity, and like no one buys this. Nobody buys this, man. If you believed what Republicans believe, or what the average Democratic voter believes about the world and society, you would not, like, you couldn't watch this. It'd be intolerable. So no one watches it. I mean, we watch it. We watch like secondhand coverage of it because the journalistic apparatuses of CNN or Fox News give us something to engage with. But outside of that, like it's insane. Anyway, something Mossad, something Israel type shit. You get it. You get it. This begs the question: how do they maintain their dominance? Through mainstream media? I mean, it's the great apathy death, man. Meanwhile, the U.S. government's about to give veterans benefits to IDF soldiers. That's really funny. The emerging push to extend some U.S. benefits to IDF soldiers. Support Americans serving in Israel, noted over. I mean, Israel's basically just an extension of America anyway, so why not? Yeah, might as well. They're called Lego bricks. Lego is the company name. Legos is meaningless. You know, sometimes the incel crisis really does make sense to me. You know, I see little glimpses of it, like little flecks of shit in the cat box. I get reminded of the prevailing social incompetence of the average, you know, Gen Z individual. Really? Yeah, Legos means nothing. Nobody understands what you mean when you say a box of Legos. Legos for millennials. It is fucked up how expensive they are. Only going to get more expensive because, you know, plastic is a petroleum byproduct. The overall squeeze on oil production is going to affect that as well. Yeah, they're real pricey. It's unfortunate. Demographic data on cable news watchers is wild, by the way. They're all in their late 60s. Yeah, people really do. If anything, people understate how dead legacy media is. CNN's median age was 60. The median age of Fox and MSNBC, 65. Like, it's like if anything, we underestimate. Like, by virtue of me and you guys through me watching CNN, we are actually lowering the average age of its viewership by a statistically significant amount. And that's not a joke. Meanwhile, your average 25-year-old's watching Nick Fuentes and Joe Rogan. I don't think that's true. Joe Rogan is solidly, very solidly, like a young Gen X to late millennial or early millennial age range, for sure. Like, we're talking late 30s to late 40s, I think, for the most part. And Nick Fuentes is mostly, I don't even think like Gen Z. I mean, mostly, I would say probably like 18-year-olds or younger. Younger guys get stuff from people like Logan Paul. Yeah. Mr. Beast. Most people get their news from Mr. Beast, actually. I don't know. I think a decent amount of 20-year-olds watch Rogan. Genuinely, where are you getting that impression from? Like, I'm not flaming you. I'm just wondering, like, where do you get that information from? Because my impression is that it's not the case. My uni classmates? Maybe. Were you invited to see the Beast games behind the scenes? No, I was not. I promise you would have heard about that if I was. L? Big L. Yeah, I shoulder checked Mr. Beast at TwitchCon. After that, it was never the same. I saw that, Street Killer. I saw that. Fucking drop the bit. Literally, why? Why should I drop the bit? Why? Why should I drop the bit? Tell me why. Explain to me why I should drop the bit. Give me a reason. Are you going to give me money if I drop the bit? Kizuwada used to like the bit, but then I shoulder checked her at TwitchCon.